All of us have special memories, and many of us have had names that we'll never forget in our lives. It could be a special pet, or special someone, or a special something or situation that made a difference in our lives. Such was the P-38 my dad named Dark Eyes. This picture was taken on Numfor Island, Western New Guinea. The headhunter squadron had flown all of their P-38s from Morotai to Leyte because the 475th Fleet had been destroyed by the Japanese during a night raid. The headhunters thus received a fleet of new P-38s that were shipped into Morotai, and they had taken them then to Numfor Island and then later to Mindoro Island, which would be the last island hop before General MacArthur would be heading his troops to Manila. These new P-38s were all the L models, were the latest modification. This shows my dad standing alongside his new P-38, which he was pretty proud of, to have his own name and one of the kills of the Japanese rising sun in the Pacific painted on the side of the P-38. His guys had a pick of the squadron that they wanted, and they wanted the headhunters. They liked the name. That was the 80th Fighter Squadron, and my dad chose this particular plane because the painting on the side looked a lot like his fiancée Evelyn, who he would marry 5 days later after returning home from war. And as I mentioned before, he named the plane Dark Eyes because his fiancée Evelyn, who would become my mother, her eyes were also brown. He was really crushed when on December 26, 1944, on a night raid on 8 Japanese ships off the island of Mindoro, the Philippines, along with 104 other fighter planes, he hit the water and had to ditch the plane over the island, the plane having saved his life back on December 26, 1944. The book American Headhunter gives you a detailed account of what took place on that particular night, which was essentially called a suicide raid. The reason being that the P-38 is not good at night because all you can see in front of yourself is a fireball, because that's where all the armamentarium was, in the nose. This next picture is of Sergeant Gunderman, my dad's crew chief, who was very particular about the plane and took really good care of it. This shows him in 1944, and then again the next picture after the war in 1945, Sergeant Gunderman at his home in Wisconsin. Gunderman was also the fellow who returned the picture to my dad that shows him and my mother. You can see the burn marks on it, and it was taken off the instrument panel of Dark Eyes as it was burning on the island of Mindoro, and returned to my father, and I still have that picture today. There's also the parachute that my dad saved, that saved his life, and then also the hula skirt that Sergeant Gunderman made out of the riggings of the parachute.